Welcome back to the deep dive. If you've ever felt that finding a harmonious life means wading through dense philosophy, or maybe dedicating decades to just one specific skill.
Then this deep dive should be really interesting for you.
Yeah, because today we're trying to cut through that. We're exploring a very precise, very disciplined system.
And it claims to offer these, well, universal truths for living well, but not through belief, not abstractly. It's about direct personal experience.
We are diving into Shin-shin-toitsu-do. It's a Japanese phrase, a wonderful one.
It means the way of mind and body unification.
Exactly. And this system, it's a kind of Japanese yoga developed by Nakamura Tempu Sensei, lived 1876 to 1968, often called the father of yoga in Japan.
Rightly so. And there's a key distinction here, something that sets it apart from many other Japanese do forms, like kendo, calligraphy, flower arranging.
What's that?
Usually you pick one specific art, right? You work on the techniques, the specifics, and eventually maybe you uncover these broader universal truths. You move from the particular to the universal.
Okay, makes sense. You learn sword fighting, and through that, you learn about focus, discipline.
Exactly. But Nakamura Sensei, he flipped that completely.
Also,
Shin-shin-toitsu-do is about investigating the universal principles directly, right from the start.
so you don't need the specific art as a vehicle.
Well, the idea is profound, really. If you grasp the core laws governing reality and consciousness first, then applying those principles instantly transforms every particular aspect of your life.
Every aspect, like how you walk down the street.
How you walk, how you handle stress, how you interact with people, everything. It's like learning the operating system before you learn individual apps.
That sounds like, well, a shortcut, but maybe a demanding one.
The ultimate life shortcut, maybe, but yes, it requires absolute discipline. And to really get it, you have to understand the founder, Nakamura Tempu Sensei, originally Nakamura Saburo.
Okay, let's talk about him. His life story sounds pretty dramatic. This system wasn't just an academic exercise for him, was it?
Not at all. It came from a deep personal crisis. He was born aristocratic, the Tachibana family. He was brilliant at martial arts, judo, kendo, steeped in traditional Japanese spiritual paths.
And he even studied Western medicine in the U.S.
That's right. So he had this incredible background, East and West. But despite all that knowledge, he contracted severe, life-threatening tuberculosis.
Wow. So here's a guy with all the resources, all the training, and his own body is failing him.
Exactly. The ultimate irony, really. He couldn't control his own physical existence.
So he started searching for a cure. What did that look like?
It was exhaustive, global even. We know he read early Western self-help like Orison, Sweat Martin.
How to get what you want. Interesting.
And he traveled all over Europe, France, Germany, Belgium, studying the new European psychology that was emerging then.
He was really trying everything. Science, philosophy, self-help.
Throwing everything at the wall, basically. But the sources are clear. Nothing worked. He was still coughing up blood, still dying.
So where did the breakthrough happen? Not in the lab or library, you said?
No. It happened, believe it or not, high in the Himalayas. On Mount Kanchenjunga, he met an Indian spiritual teacher named Kalyapa.
Okay, this really does sound like a movie. What was Kalyapa's approach? Gentle wisdom?
Not exactly. The sources call his methods severe psychological techniques.
Severe.
Yeah. Apparently, Kalyapa didn't offer comfort, didn't give him another belief system to cling to. He essentially forced Nakamura Sensei to stop looking outside himself for answers.
No more books, no gurus.
Exactly. Stop searching for a savior or some magic formula. The focus had to shift inward to finding firsthand understanding, direct knowing.
Which Nakamura Sensei, despite all his background, hadn't truly found yet.
Apparently not. His body was failing, and Kalyapa's message was, the answer isn't out there, it's in how your mind relates to your situation.
So what was the core realization that came from this?
Kalyapa hammered home this idea. The mind is upstream, the body downstream. If the source, the mind, is negative, defeatist, it poisons the body further.
So even if your body is sick?
Your mind must remain positive, vigorous. Otherwise, that negative attitude just accelerates the physical decline. It's a feedback loop.
And this led to his big insight.
Uchure. Yes, uchure. The universal mind, or universal spirit. The idea that everything is interconnected, fundamentally one, but with a crucial distinction for humans.
How was that? Plants and animals are part of it too, right?
They are. But Kalyapa and later Nakamura Sensei emphasized that only humans possess reason, this capacity for conscious realization of that unity.
So we aren't just subject to nature, we can actively participate.
Precisely. We can consciously align ourselves with this universal principle, realize our unity, and act from that understanding. It's a potential only humans have.
And that was the turning point for his health.
That was everything. When he returned to Japan in 1919, fully internalizing this power of conscious unity, he was cured. The sources say he never coughed up blood again.
Incredible. Just from that realization.
That realization and the disciplined practice that flowed from it, that core understanding became the absolute bedrock of Shin-shin-toitsu-do.
Okay, so that brings us to the core philosophy itself. Shin-shin-toitsu, mind-body unity.
Right. And the fundamental law is actually quite straightforward, on the surface at least.
Which is?
The mind moves the body follows and reflects the mind. They aren't two separate things acting on each other. They are one single, indivisible reality.
So my anxious thoughts aren't just in my head. They directly translate into physical tension, posture, maybe even illness.
Absolutely. And the connecting element, the stuff that links mind and body and animates everything, is key.
Key. That's a huge concept. Often sounds mystical or vague in the West.
It can be. But Nakamura Sensei's view was, well, more grounded, you could say. He described ki as the animating force that vitalizes all creations.
The basic energy of life.
Kind of. The essential building block of nature. It's the substance, the medium through which mind and body connect and interact. It's not necessarily invisible or supernatural. It's the fundamental vitality.
And you see this woven into everyday Japanese language, right? It's not just theory.
Exactly. That shows how fundamental it is. You talk about needing yuki for courage.
Which literally means
active ki or
Yes.
positive ki.
Yeah.
If someone's depressed, you might say, ki ga shizumu, their ki sinks down.
Okay.
And if you lose your cool, get flustered, forget what you were doing, that's ki ga nukuru.
The withdrawal and loss of ki.
Right. So negativity isn't just a bad mood. It's literally allowing this vital, animating force to drain away or stagnate. Maintaining positive ki is about maintaining functional energy.
So it's less about just thinking happy thoughts and more about cultivating this actual life force.
That's the idea. Which leads directly to Nakamura Sensei's famous dislike of what he called mind candy.
Mind candy, meaning?
Meaning just consuming information without internalizing it. He was adamant, memorizing explanations, quoting teachers. That's the absolute kiss of death.
Wow, strong words.
Because reading the menu doesn't feed you, right?
Yeah.
You can read 1,000 books on ki, on mind-body unity, on food ocean, the immovable mind, but the description is never the thing itself.
You have to experience it directly.
Absolutely. His whole system is designed to give you, the student, the tools to experiment and discover these truths for yourself, not just copy techniques.
Okay, so let's get into those tools. The Shin-shin-toitsu-do Yandai Gensoku. The 4 basic principles to unify mind and body.
That's the core toolkit. And the first 2 principles focus entirely on the mind, that upstream source we talked about.
Principle 1.
Use the mind in a positive way.
And principle 2.
Use the mind with full concentration.
Okay, positive and concentrated. And the result of combining these.
The goal is food ocean, usually translated as immovable mind. But it's not rigid. It's about profound mental stability and adaptability.
How do positivity and concentration lead to that?
Well, if your mind is positive, it's not scattered by worry or fear. That allows for full concentration. Your mental energy isn't diffused like a weak flashlight. It becomes focused, powerful like a laser beam.
And he didn't just lecture about this. He had physical experiments to demonstrate it.
Oh, yes. Very practical, like the famous Oranai Te, like unbendable arm.
Right. Now, I have to ask, doesn't that sound a bit like a stage magic trick? Or maybe something designed to just convince students through suggestion?
It's a fair question, and the way it's taught addresses that. First, you try it the wrong way. You stiffen your arm with pure muscle tension.
Yeah.
Your partner tries to bend it, and usually they can collapse it fairly easily. Your muscles are fighting each other.
Okay, then the right way.
You relax the arm physically.
Yeah.
But mentally, you project this focused, vital energy flowing endlessly out through your fingertips, like a beam of light or a stream of water, complete relaxation plus intense mental projection.
And what happens then?
When your partner applies the same pressure, the arm becomes incredibly difficult to bend. It feels solid, rooted.
Why? What's physiologically happening?
The idea is that by relaxing and using this focused intent, your entire structure, bones, muscles, tendons, works as a unified whole. You're maximizing your body's inherent strength and stability instead of creating internal resistance through tension. The mind is leading the body into optimal alignment.
It's like trying to lift something heavy just with your arm versus engaging your whole body, your core, your legs.
That's a great analogy. Same principle. Mind-body integration unlocks power. Then there's the indestructible ring test, shuchuryoku.
How did that one work?
You make a ring with your thumb and index finger. Your partner tries to pull them apart. If you just use muscle, your fingers pop open instantly.
Naturally.
But then you try again. This time, you intensely focus your mind on a single image. This ring is made of solid iron. It is indestructible. You hold that thought with total concentration. Your partner applies the same force, but now the ring holds much, much stronger. Sometimes it won't break at all.
So again, the mental state directly changes the physical capacity.
Graphically demonstrates it. Intent and focus can amplify or override immediate muscular limits. Now think about what Fudoshin, that immovable mind, means beyond these tests. It's the state you need in that high-pressure meeting, when you have to deliver bad news, when you're navigating some crisis. Your mind stays calm, focused, positive, adaptable, not easily thrown off balance by external stress.
That really reframes it. It's not just for martial artists. It's a core skill for, well, for modern life.
Yeah.
For anyone dealing with pressure.
Exactly. And to cultivate that mental state, Nakamura Sensei developed a specific technique called Jiko Anji, autosuggestion.
Right. Reflecting his studies of Western psychology earlier, how does it work?
It's a very systematic way to influence your subconscious mind. 3 phases, timed precisely.
Phase 1.
Mary Anji, commanding suggestion. You do this just before falling asleep. You look in a mirror, address yourself as you, and give a positive command.
Why just before sleep?
That's when the conscious critical mind starts to relax its guard. The subconscious is most open, most receptive to input. You're basically programming the underlying operating system.
Okay, makes sense. Phase 2.
Dante Anji, concluding suggestion. Done immediately upon waking up, reinforcing the command.
And phase 3.
Anpuku Anji. Repeating suggestion. You mentally repeat the positive suggestion lightly throughout the day. The whole process aims to systematically overwrite negative subconscious patterns with positive, empowering ones.
Very structured. So we've covered the mind positive, concentrated. Now the body. Principle 3 was use the body naturally.
Right. And naturally here means aligning with natural laws, not forcing things. Finding the balance between tension and, well, complete collapse or limpness.
Right.
Letting gravity work for you.
And the key physical anchor point for this is the hara.
Yes, the hara. That area in the lower abdomen, maybe 4 finger widths below the navel. It's seen as the natural center of gravity, balance, and psychophysical power. Keeping your awareness centered there is crucial for stability.
This connects to the kumbhaka posture he taught.
It does. There are 3 key points to the kumbhaka posture. 1, relax your shoulders, let them drop naturally. Don't hold tension there.
Okay.
2, focus your power, your awareness, your energy down into that point in the lower abdomen, the hara.
Center yourself there.
Exactly. And 3, this one's interesting, don't let any part of the body become completely slack or limp. He specifically mentions the anus. Maintain a slight aliveness, I guess, grounding. It's related to preserving life energy, not letting it just dissipate.
Fascinating detail. And from posture, there's also kumbhaka breathing.
Yes, a specific breathing technique designed to calm and regulate the autonomic nervous system.
How does it work?
You inhale slowly and deeply. Then you hold the breath for a period. And while holding, you visualize or feel that breath, that ki, sinking down, concentrating in the hara.
What does that holding and focusing achieve?
The diaphragm pressure, the increased oxygen, the mental focus.
Yeah.
It all works together to induce what the sources call unshakable calmness. It directly settles the nervous system.
And there's that incredible story about his students during World War II.
Yes, a powerful illustration. During the firebombing raids on Japanese cities, which were terrifying, chaotic.
Utterly terrifying.
His students consciously practiced kumbhaka posture and breathing while the bombs were falling around them.
And the result?
They reported maintaining complete inner calm, full control of their nervous systems. They observed others dying not just from injuries, but from sheer shock, their systems completely overwhelmed.
Well, Nakamura Sensei's students trained in this remained relatively stable internally.
That's what they reported, because they had trained themselves to anchor their mind and physiology in the hara, even under the most extreme duress imaginable.
That is astonishing. Talk about proof of concept, a technique to regulate your own fight-or-flight response under existential threat. That really connects the body practice back to Fudoshin, the immovable mind.
Absolutely. And the training wasn't just static posture and breathing. He included movement practices too, like ryoho.
What's that?
It's a unique rhythmic movement exercise, kind of like a dynamic meditation. It's also for health maintenance. But the key is, all movement originates from and returns to the hara. It reinforces that centeredness.
And keeps the nervous system calm and stable through rhythmic action.
Right. There's another great little anecdote about that. One of his students was on a packed Tokyo subway, really crowded, swaying back and forth.
A familiar experience for many.
Indeed. Everyone else was grabbing straps, stumbling, but this student just stood there, perfectly balanced, gently practicing ryoho. His body, centered in the hara, just naturally moved with the train's rhythm, completely stable.
Effortless stability through practice coordination. Which leads us nicely into the last principle, number 4.
Principle 4, train gradually, systematically, and continuously.
Continuously, meaning this isn't a learn it once and you're done kind of thing.
Definitely not. Nakamura Sensei stressed that the benefits require lifelong participation. Why? Because your mind and body are constantly changing, constantly in flux. If you stop the practice, the unification, that integration starts to weaken. Use it or lose it, essentially.
So looking back at the whole system, Nakamura Tempu Sensei really created something quite unique, didn't he? A synthesis.
A brilliant synthesis, I think. He took the Eastern emphasis on, intuitive learning, direct experience, the master-student relationship.
And he combined it with
the Western approach, he'd studied systematic theory, detailed lectures, even scientific-style experimentation like the unbendable arm. It's the best of both worlds, in a way.
practical and philosophical.
Hmm.
But what's the ultimate aim? It's not just good posture or stress reduction, is it?
No, those are benefits along the way. The sources define the ultimate goal as achieving shinyo.
Shinyo, what does that mean?
It translates roughly as absolute reality, or reality as it is. It means developing a mind that functions like a perfect mirror.
A mirror mind, reflecting things exactly as they are.
Exactly, responding instantly, appropriately to whatever happens, without filtering it through your biases, your past hurts, your fears, your ego.
Living without that emotional baggage, as we call it.
Precisely. It's a state the sources call muga, no self-consciousness, or no ego. Your mind just reflects reality purely without clinging to old images or projections.
And this ties back to time, doesn't it? Our suffering, our fears, they're usually rooted in the past or anxieties about the future, in time.
Right. But that universal self, the ichi-nen, that unified state, it exists only in the present instant, outside of time, in a sense.
So when we manage to fully perceive the present moment, without the mind dragging in the past or leaping to the future,
We touch that timeless reality. The sources describe a mind in true meditation, not striving, not anticipating as being ageless, free from the conditioning of time.
mastering the instant, that seems to be the key.
It really is, projecting your full ki, your full mind-body intensity into each moment.
So let's leave our listeners with a final thought on that, drawing from the principles. What if you, right now, listening to this,
What if you chose to live your very next action, maybe just taking a sip of water, typing an email key, taking your next breath with the complete intensity of the mind and body?
throwing 100% of your awareness, your key, into just that single, simple action in this very moment, not thinking about what's next or what just happened?
What shift in your own reality, your own experience might that produce, even for just an instant? Something to experiment with, perhaps.
A provocative thought indeed. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Shin-shin-toitsu-do, the universal way to mind and body unification.
It's been fascinating. Thank you.
We'll catch you next time.